Hi, I'm Phil from Driftworks and this is my E30 M3 track car. You join me on Friday at the end of the week, 90% of the way through a job, because it's been absolute chaos here with sorting stuff on the 964 turbo and Yaris coming back, and I've been doing stuff on the Lamborghini as well. Yeah, I haven't picked up the camera for this particular job yet, so apologies for that, but I'm recreating the exhaust on it. It's always been a bit of a pain in the arse because I decided originally that I needed it to go from twin 2.5 to 3.5 for some random reason. I think officially the flows say that you should possibly do that if you're sort of searching for 500 horsepower, but I'm really not. I'm very happy with the power that it is. So I've downsized that to 3-inch, but I've also gone for an oval tube 3-inch, so it's the equivalent of 3-inch, but it's ovaled. You can't just squash a 3-inch tube and get 3-inch. It doesn't work like that. So I have moved the Y piece here, or actually completely remade this. It was at the back here. Up here you can see there's a washer in the way. You can kind of see we've completely had to redesign the mount for the centre bearing here and the prop. That's been a lot of fun. Clearance here is really tight, but it's perfect. I haven't created a mount just yet for it. But yeah, all of this, I essentially kept this side pretty much the same as it was, except cut back massively. And this side I recreated from here. And then basically just change that so it merges into the collector nicely here. A lot of fab work in getting that converted into oval with perfect flow inside. But yeah, it's looking really good. I'm doing tacking round here, all of the fabrication, all the cutting, angles, everything, and then I'm having to tack it, and I'm getting Craig to TIG weld it. So I've currently been carrying parts around, disassembling them every time, and getting one piece welded. And now, as you can see, my welder's started to play up something rotten. So the tacks are coming out really crap. Being a bit of a cretin, and I'm using stainless wire, but it's a 0.6 wire and it's in a 0.8 tip, and it's one of those tiny little spools, so it actually comes out of the tip like that, but I just can't get the welder to work properly anymore. So for the next phase, I'm just going to take it around to Unky Craig and do a big can you just. I've done all the angles. This is, I tell you what, I bought one of these, the Femi 7H2 XL, and it is so good. It's so useful. I wish I bought it like years and years ago. I can basically measure, so just using a simple angle gauge, I'll show you as an example. I'll zero it on the last piece of pipe that I've done. So I won't actually bother zeroing it, but zero it there. I'll get the angle cut on the back end of it. Then I'll basically work out what the angle needs to be on this next piece of pipe. And doing that has allowed me to get pretty much, exactly where I need it to be. The silencer's not supported yet. I'm gonna get Craig to do that because he's better at doing the mounts than me. But yeah, there's a oval to round conversion again. It's ended up absolutely perfect. I did have to slightly compromise my beam, which is a big part of why I'm taking it around to Craig as well. I had originally looked at doing it just underneath, and it probably would have been absolutely fine. It was only like a centimetre lower than the lowest point, other points on the car. But I just did my head in that I'd got it all perfectly flat here, and then essentially this pipe had angled down. I couldn't deal with it, so I decided I was going to just chop out the beam there. We've got to be very careful welding that back up, making sure it's super strong, but also that when we weld it, we're not warping it, because right above it is one of the most important suspension mounts on the car. So yeah, that's about it really. I think I'm probably gonna I'll probably just take this off, get Craig to weld that on the bench because I'm pretty happy with all the angles and the fits, and then get the car around to him and we'll see about finishing up the rest of it. I forgot to really mention what was wrong with the old version. It was twin 2-inch past this point, so it was still relatively low, but it had to be stoved in. The collector had massively to get clearance underneath here because this centre bearing carrier on the car was an afterthought. It was something that we had to do after we'd originally built it. We had a single piece prop, didn't work, got massive vibration, so Gareth actually made that for us. So yeah, the 3-inch pipe then ended up there and went over axle, and it got super tight here. You can probably see there's a mark here. It was on a Vband. Every time you put it in, it would be in a slightly different place. And he's hit the floor, hit the beam, caused loads of problems, and yeah, it was very unideal. So this is actually the same size silencer that I used on the old system here. So the actual box is exactly the same outer dimensions. And I know that this will work with 3-inch on the car because for the last few track days I've had to run a bung in the back here, which is essentially turn this into a 3-inch exhaust. It quietens it down just enough. There you go, there's that. There's a 3.5-inch stoved in pretty much down to 3-inch anyway, so yeah, not my best choice originally when building the car, but yeah, you live and you learn, and you know, a bit of improvement only takes, you know, most of the week. And you can also see I've got the silencer massively more tucked up. It's not at the correct angle yet, but if you look here, you pretty much can't see the silencer looking through. And the reason I'm doing that is because I know at some point I want to make a diffuser. I want to start doing some sort of flat floor stuff on this, and I don't want to end up having to redo the exhaust again. You'll also notice there's a disgusting yellow bumper on here. It is a genuine M3 bumper, one of the, well, it was the only one that I could find. And yeah, it's in a bit of a state, including some really weird stuff here. I think this has been badly damaged and then glued back together in the past. Paint peeling, etc, etc. It also doesn't fit our quarter panels because we're obviously quite a bit wider than a normal M3. The old fiberglass rear bumper that was on the car was pulled out significantly to fit the quarters. So yeah, as I say, it's Friday today. Got to get this exhaust sorted by the end of today and loaded up, and then Gaz is getting a can you just on Monday. And then all I've got to do then is sort the DCT, because it's got new clutch packs in the DCT, currently got no fluid. We'll need setting up again. So yeah, I like a little challenge. Where's the CSL? Oh, I think it's in the trailer. My backup car might be coming out to play, but I'm going to try my best to get this to the Thursday evening track day that we're doing. No messing about around here, is there? Look at this. We've been here all of what? What have I been around here for? Like 2 hours max?
Well, I've had pizza break in the middle of that as well. So.
I haven't had any pizza.
Oh yeah, no, only a little bit. So that's going to sit up there, and I've just bent up a bit of stainless bar for a mount on there, hopefully.
And yeah, this is all reinforced, so this has now got a bar, a plate.
Welded a plate across here, and then welded it together in there, and then put a plate inside. So
yeah, and we did it quite carefully to make sure that it didn't like move the suspension mounting points at all. But yeah, more than happy with the strength of that, especially on the inboard mount for that suspension arm. So that's really good. Also, my pigeon shit no longer looks like pigeon shit. It now looks like Craig welding, which is awesome. I've mounted the lambdas as well, got these on more permanently, and yeah, as Craig's just pointing out now, we're just looking at mounts because
we need to get this tucked right into.
Yeah, and it can have like, I've done it so that it's like got 10mm clearance up top, but it's the lateral movement that's going to be the one to stop it clanging about, isn't it? Yeah. And then we've got quite a complicated section to do for the silencer here. This is this ends up quite close to the axle as I wanted it, and yeah, just kind of like we need to go up and get the silencer tucked up right at the top here. So Craig's just working on this mount here that you can see, and the one that he's just shown you there. So yeah, we'll crack on. I'm holding and filming. Craig's welding and stabbing me in the eye.
Carlos is making noise.
Just a quick job that involves the miller.
Could involve the pillar drill, but we have a miller, so it seems...
We're going to create a new plate for this back mount, so yeah, it just needs to be spaced over a little bit differently. So yeah, Craig's decided to make some nice slots in it instead, so we can adjust it on the car, basically, and get it exactly where we need it to be.
Well, we had like shims and washers before, well, like a adjustable nut, but if we can do it on here with a slot, then
yeah,
it's much nicer.
Yeah.
It just gives us a little bit of a nicer edge than a saw cut. So.
Yeah, you got all fancy in your old age, really, didn't you?
Yeah.
That would have been angle ground back in the day.
It beats getting file out, doesn't it?
Yeah.
You know, all that manual stuff.
It's working out pretty nice. I've just had 3 attempts at the final piece, because cutting the angles and everything, like for pieces like this, is relatively simple. But when you've got to actually make 2 points meet up properly, yeah, this was very complex. It's got like a different angle on this side, different angle on that side, and on the y-axis and the x-axis. So it's a properly complicated bit of kit. And yeah, I wouldn't have been able to do it without this thing. That was very useful. As you can see, a little jerry rig thing just to raise it up whilst cutting. But yeah, very happy, and it's sitting exactly where I need it to be. Craig's now finishing the last 2 brackets on the left and right, and then it can come off for finish welding, and I think it's pretty much done. I've got the tip to sort, but all I'm going to do for now, because I'm short on time, is do a little turn down in the centre here. That's going to look pretty awful, probably somewhere like that, but it'll get me out of trouble with the track day, hopefully, and then I can make a nice one later. There we go, done. One final little bit and a nylock nut there, and yeah, everything's mounted. Use the E30 M3 side mount. We've got some nice slotted holes in that plate that Craig milled up. So we've got plenty of adjustments in that. One on the other side here. We've still got slip joint here to the silencer. But yeah, perfect clearance, nothing hits. Also added a few little bosses, some little nuts that we've welded on, which will be putting the heat protection shield on. So there's no chance of it getting into the CV or boot there. We've got some heat insulation around the ABS sensor point there. It's very close up here, so we've again done a couple of bosses here that will protect the centre bearing, the carrier. But yeah, I think it's turned out pretty nice, hasn't it? For a simple, you know, couple of hour job.
Yeah. It is still amazing how long this stuff takes.
It's amazing when you care and try and make it really nice, and especially when we're working with quite tight constraints of you know, low cars and me being very specific and particular.
And this stuff to cut, I mean, you know, you've been cutting your new saw, and it's cut nicely. Welds really nice, because you know, if the joint's good. Yeah. You know, because if you make the joint bad, it ends up this horrible to weld, and you lots of filler on it, looks crap. And
no, I'm extremely happy with it. Obviously, there's quite a bit still tidy up underneath the car. And we have a temporary tip on it, which is a nice diesel turn down. But basically, I've just done that for now. That'll get me through the track day. It'll also allow Gaz to sort out the bumper without having to worry about the tips. And then once he's finished, I can then, because we've made it with a Vband, I can then just create a new tip for it that sort of fits the look and is a bit more M3 rather than 316 diesel or whatever it is. But yeah, happy days. Fantastic work as always, Craig. Thank you very much for the Can You Just.
No problem.
And I guess
this is Evo time as well.
Yeah. This is a Saturday now. It didn't work out finishing yesterday as planned. But yeah, sorry, interrupting Evo time. You know, I reckon you'll still beat Starkey though, won't you?
Exactly. What's he doing right now?
He just told me he's lying in bed currently, bearing in mind it's past 12 o'clock. He's lying in bed watching Line of Duty.
Eating.
Yeah, probably eating. I don't think he said he was eating, but no, let's just presume he is.
Yeah. He's probably got greasy chicken on the go.
Greasy morning chicken. Yeah. Brilliant. Okay, I think I probably better start this up, otherwise the internet will kill me for making a video about an exhaust and not starting it up. So let's do that and then we'll call it a day. And let's see what this thing actually sounds like. Oh yeah. Well, the hope was that it sounds exactly the same, and to me that sounds exactly the same. Yeah. That sounds really good. Give it a little tickle on the accelerometer. Sounds a bit raspy. Quite like it. I'm not sure. It's hard to say because it's inside, but it might be a bit louder. Sounds nice, that does it? Sounds really nice.
The trouble is, you've driven the last few times with the bucket.
Yeah.
So, apparently it's a bit easy with the bucket, aren't
Yeah.
And that's on cold start still.
Yeah, true. It's pissing out black smoke at the back, so yeah. I think it sounds superb, but I'm a bit worried.
I mean, actually, that's only 3,600 revs.
Yeah.
That makes what, 8 or whatever?
I reckon if I've got time, because obviously we run out of days here, I'm going to make a little extra silencer section that we can Vband on just in case.
You could get one of the little tiny cans on the end of it.
Yeah. Yeah, probably could just take a bit more. I think it needs a just in case, because it might be because it's inside, but it definitely sounds quite fruity.
Yeah.
No. Awesome work though. Once again, thank you very much, mate. I really appreciate it, as always. And as always, thanks very much for watching. Please give us a like if you like the video. Make sure you subscribe with that notification bell ticked. And as Starkey says, buy some merch. See you later. Yeah, that might be asking a little bit much.
As it warms up, you can hear it quieting down a little bit.
We're just bedding the pipes in, aren't we?
On hot start, I think the retardants warm up, don't they?
Yeah.